Your med spa is likely losing thousands of dollars a month due to not following up on leads properly. And I'm going to teach you a couple of tricks today to put that money back in your pocket. For those of you who don't know, my name is Rohrer. I am a public speaker and I have taught thousands of med spa owners how to drive more traffic to their business through excellent marketing, how to convert that traffic into an amazing lead that you can then treat. And as a marketer, my greatest frustration is always what happens to the lead once I hand it over to the client. There's the age-old fight that says, oh, you know what? It's the marketing team's fault. They're bad. They sent me bad leads. Then the marketers go back over to the clinic and they say, no, it's the clinic's fault. The clinic doesn't actually know how to convert those leads. Well, they say, well, you sent me bad ones. I couldn't convert them. They say, no, they were good. You just didn't follow up for 2 days. It's a fight back and forth. And then you guys are just doing what? You're just blaming each other back and forth and back and forth. And then guess what? In all of this confusion, nobody takes responsibility for growth. The marketer's not getting better. The clinic owner is not getting better. Okay. So as we are pointing fingers back and forth, none of us are getting the opportunity to get better and to grow. Okay. So here are a couple of things that I am seeing clinic owners not do once the lead gets to you. Let's get the first thing off the table here. If it is organic search, if it is organic leads, it's very likely your problem, okay? So I want you to know, very first point here, if the leads are organic, it is likely the clinic owner's fault if there are lots of leads coming in and they are not converting. If organic, it's unfortunately your fault, okay? Likely. I say likely because there's obviously always a chance that it is the marketer's fault. Okay, so I don't want to go ahead and throw you under the bus. However, if it's organic, it's very unlikely that it is. You're an anomaly if that's the case. Okay, that's the first point. If it is organic, it is your fault. And if it is paid marketing, if it's paid, then it's likely a combo of both. There's a very, very good chance if it's paid that it is both fault. Both fault. Both fault. Okay. If it's paid, it's likely both of your faults, where your follow-up is a little bit poor and some of the leads are probably bad. If all the leads are bad, drop the company. If you are just not getting good leads, drop the company. There have been times, and transparently on our side, when there's been times that we have been running Google ads for people, and for some reason in their area, we're just not getting quality leads. And we say, look, like if this is not like shaking out for you, we don't want you to waste money on this. And we will cancel the service and say, look, this is just, for some reason, our team is not able to get this licked for you guys, and we don't want you to waste money on this. So we'll cut it because I don't want to waste my clients' money. Now, we've gotten that off the table. That way you're wondering, oh, is it my marketing team's fault or is it my fault? If it's organic, it's probably yours. Okay. So take the ownership, take a breath and say, how can I get better? Don't say who's to blame for my failures. Say, how can I get better? Okay. I need us to take this outward mindset approach where we observe ourselves like a video game character, observe ourselves from 30,000 feet up saying, man, if I wanted to strengthen Jared and make him better, what would I tell him to do? Oh, I'd tell him to get better at lead follow-up. I'd tell him to get better at his sales process. Okay. So what most business owners don't realize is there are two departments at play here. There is the marketing department. Okay. And there is did I get it? Oh yeah, right over my head. Okay. And there is the sales department. Okay. Two things. The marketing department, 9 times out of 10 is external. And the sales department, 9 times out of 10 is internal. Sometimes a marketing company will have a done for you sales service. It's not all the time. And honestly, it's typically pretty good because that's all they do is close sales. Okay. You do all the work of marketing. So you get eyeballs from somewhere. Let's call it from SEO. You get eyeballs from SEO. Those eyeballs go to your website, and on your website, you convert that person into a lead because you have an amazing conversion rate, because you've gotten great traffic from SEO. That's turned into excellent on-page conversion rate from your website, and that's turned into our golden lead, okay? Then that's where me, the marketing team, wants to track to see, okay, what is happening now on your side of the table? I'm going to preface this by saying I am not an incredible sales consultant, okay? So if you want an amazing, amazing sales consultant, you can go to Terry Ross, you can go to a Carrie Helwig, you can go to a handful of just dynamite, David Goldman, you can go to a handful of incredible people that know exactly what they're doing with teaching you how to take leads from here and move them to here. But I'll give you my 2 cents on what I have seen consistently work for the clinics that I work with, okay? So for sales, here's what I have seen work is once the lead comes in, you need to get back to the lead within, drumroll please, 5 minutes. Jared, that's impossible. That is generally impossible for most clinics, okay? You need to get back to the lead within 5 minutes. You're going to do that typically through at least an automated follow-up. The moment that form is submitted over here on your website, it needs to hit a CRM. CRM, okay? CRM stands for Customer Relationship Manager. It is a software that manages the sales process, the in-between between your marketing, your sales, and your actual clinic itself. Your EMR or your booking software, if you're an esthetician, will manage your actual clinic. But the CRM manages the sales and marketing side. It's a hub, okay? So it's going to hit your CRM first. If you have aesthetic record, I would highly recommend that you get Lead AR. If you don't have a static record, Lead AR is still an incredible software. You can also other CRMs you can get Go High Level. You can get HubSpot. Podium has an amazing CRM and follow-up process. Their AI that's built into it is dynamite. So I would again highly recommend theirs as well. So your CRM needs to get back to the client within 5 minutes. Okay. So first and foremost, they should be getting a text right away. Okay. Then your staff should be calling them, and every single 20 something that works for you is going to say, no. Like calling is so outdated. People don't want phone calls. Trust me, they don't want phone calls. These people that are telling you this, by the way, are insecure and scared. They feel uncomfortable when they get on the phone, so they are blaming the end consumer, saying, no, they don't want me to call either. It's like, no, you're bad at it. Get better at it, okay? So phone calls still convert the most leads it is still the highest converting way to get people into your clinic. Make them call. And guess what? Make them double dial. I do this all the time when I show people CRM, because I am not a sales consultant specifically. However, I do consult a little bit for the clients that we work with to say, hey, when we give you the lead, I want to make sure that you are equipped to get this. And I will often tell them, are you double dialing? And they'll say, no, what is double dialing? I'll say, well, if I called you right now from an unknown number, what is the likelihood of you picking up? They'd say, 0%. I'm like, I agree, 0% chance, maybe a 2% chance that you pick up, okay? I'm a freak, and I'll pick up most unknown numbers, because I'm like, it's a new adventure. Who could this be? So I get excited about it, but most people don't, okay? And then I say, do you know that the odds of them picking up go up by about 70% if you double dial? They're like, what? If you immediately call back right after they don't pick up, the odds go up by 70%. Because what are you saying? You are informing them, hey, no, this is not a bot dial. I'm not trying to scam you. I intentionally have your number. In fact, you gave it to me and asked me to call you. Because what's happening here, over here, the lead, they have just asked you to reach out. They have said, here's my phone number. Here's my email address. Give me that coupon so that I can get a percentage off my very first appointment with you. They have already consented, and they have communicated that they're excited to hear from you, okay? So then you call and they don't pick up. You're like, I thought they wanted to hear from me. It's like, they don't have your number saved. They don't know it's you, okay? Then you call back right away and you say, hey, by the way, this is ABC Medspa. I just wanted to reach out to you and say thank you so much for filling out this form. We would love to get you scheduled when works best for you to come in. Oh my gosh, thank you so much. Well, I don't have my schedule right now, but I think Friday or whatever. Then all of a sudden you get them scheduled, okay? Your goal, okay? And this is the biggest benchmark that I'll tell you. Line put out this number. Line says that you should be from lead to booked appointment, you should be converting 55%. Line says that. There are a couple of amazing consultants that I have worked with, people like Terry Ross. Terry Ross says 80%, I believe, 75 to 80%. Jamie York also says 80%, I think to 85%. I am much more liberal with my marketing clients, and I said, if you get 55% or up, I'd be happy as a marketer, just because I've seen clinics at 20% and them at 55% would double their business, and they'll stick with us for a lot longer because their business is flowing and clearly marketing and sales are communicating properly. Now, what I will tell you is, with this little system, okay, with getting back to them after 5 minutes, calling them, and then double dialing. The biggest thing that people miss that get them to that 55%, okay? There's one huge thing that people typically miss that will be the difference maker of them getting to 55%, okay? And it is FU, following up. There is riches. There is millions and millions of dollars in follow-up, okay? And what does that mean? Typically, the way that we template this for our clients, and we say, hey, look, this is just what we suggest on a surface level. There's a lot of amazing sales. I'm going to keep disclaiming that. There's a lot of amazing sales consultants that can get you up to that 80%, that 85%. But to get to the 55% at least, you need to be reaching back out, okay, on a daily basis for a few days. So first day, they don't get back to you, no problem. Tomorrow, giving you a call back. In fact, same day, you should be reaching back out. So the first meeting that you've got with them, or the first call that you got with them, let's say it's at 10 a.m., you should be reaching back out at the end of day because they might have just been busy, okay? So call again at the end of the day. They're like, I don't want to call twice in a day. Do it, okay? They're just scared, okay? Okay. Then the next day, call them again, send them a text. Hey, this is ABC Medspa. You left a form submission. We're just wanting to get you scheduled. If you don't hear back again, do one more, and this again, in my opinion, do one more the next day. And if you don't hear from them again, just throw them into your marketing list, send them texts and emails every month of your specials or your events that are going on, whatever. Just throw them into the general marketing list and they'll probably find their way back. So that's the baseline, okay? Again, this is a template process that you can use that I have seen work for clinics. In fact, I have a clinic that I was working with that I was talking to the owner one month, and she was just really irritated with her front desk. And she would say, oh, they don't want to work. They don't want to, it was just a lot of negativity about the front desk. They're just saying, oh, these guys don't know what they're doing and blah, 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 whatever it was. And that's totally fine. I'm a friend. You want to vent to me? No problem. And I said, what kind of KPIs do you have for this front desk? And they said, they need to pick up the phone within 5 minutes. I was like, that's true. They need to pick up the phone within 5 minutes, but what kind of results should they be creating that you're holding them accountable to? They're like, I don't have one. I said, let me meet with them. Let me show them how to set up the CRM. And then I'm going to give them a couple of KPIs and let's see how they perform. And she goes, okay, no problem. So I meet with the front desk and I did this exact spiel that I'm telling you today. I said, hey, you got to make sure that you follow up. Here's your pipeline. You're going to call them today twice to make sure that you get a hold of them. And if you don't, call them again tomorrow. If not, call them one more time and then put whatever. I said the same exact process. Prior to doing that, they had a 23% appointment booking rate. So meaning from lead to appointment booked, they had a 23%. After doing this, I called the owner the next month and I said, hey, how are things going? How's that employee doing? Is she getting those phones picked up? And she said, it is night and day. And I looked at their CRM, they were at 65% because the person was just following a process. And finally, they had a carrot to chase. They had something. They're like, great, let me hit that goal. This was an ambitious person, and they hit that goal and crushed it. They were at 65%. She's like, it's a brand new person. This is a whole new business. They tripled their revenue without investing a dime into anything. They tripled their revenue without investing a dime further into marketing or sales. All they did was identify a clear process that got them a killer result. So in my opinion, from a marketer side, if you're getting a 55% conversion rate on leads that are hitting you, I'm happy with it. From a consultant side, if you work with a Terry Ross or a Jamie York or a Carrie Hellwig or a David Goldman, whoever, if you're working with a consultant or a Marco Valley, amazing coaching, sales coaching program as well. if you're working with one of them, they're going to have a higher standard for you to get you up to a higher kind of whatever. As a marketer, I'm happy if you get the 55%. But I want to hear from you. What are you struggling with? How are your sales processes going? When a lead comes in, are you losing them? Are you calling them and it's just they're just not picking up? What do you think that gap is? I want you to throw that in the comments down below. Make sure that you subscribe and like this video. It really helps with us tracking our data as we're scaling this YouTube channel. And also let me know down below or send me a DM or a message and let me know what kind of things you want to hear more about so that I can help your clinic go in the future. So we'll see you in the next video. Thanks.